Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Welcome back, children. I've already read about Aysel and Mani with you. The entire thing has been read, and about the other woman and how she was changed after having 4 children along with her. All E and F, both the portion I have read. Now I'm coming to the book part of it. That what you have to do? Listen to your teacher read out the conversation between two friends, Aysel and Mani. Then answer this question by choosing the correct alternative. Okay, so I have already read what Aysel and Mani was talking about. So what did Aysel want to speak to Mani about? There are 4 options. The first is his studies. The second is his future plan. The third is his family. And the fourth one is upcoming sports. Okay, so earlier I was saying that Aysel was a she, as I said, but no, they were 2 little boys. They were not 2 little girls, they were 2 little boys. Here we come to know that there are 2 little boys who are talking to each other. Okay, so so what they had, that it was the first option will be his future plans. B will be the right answer. Aysel and Mani have just finished high school. Aysel and his parents differ from their opinion. Why? Aysel wants to be a graphic designer, but his parents wanted to become an engineer. No, this is wrong. No, it's right. Aysel wants to be a graphic designer, go to fine arts, but his parents wants him to become an engineer. So as I told you earlier that they were wanting her to become graphic designer and as an engineer. No, he was actually wanting to become the graphic designer and not an engineer. That means the graphic designer course comes under fine arts. Remember this, children, that graphic designer, as I told you earlier, is not an engineering course. This is what is the course what Aysel was wanting to do. Aysel was wanting to do fine arts, and fine arts graphic design is one of it. So earlier, which was, as it was discussed, that it is a part of engineering. No, it was a part of fine arts, and he wanted to do graphic designing, not engineering. What advice did Mani give to Aysel? To speak to his parents. What reasoning does Mani give to Aysel when telling him that his parents will understand his point of view? No parents wants their child to be unhappy. So now let me come to, on the basis of the story provided, brief character sketch of, this is part F. Now I am coming to part E is over. Listen to your teacher read out the story Regret, a Kate Coffin by Kate Coffin. Make notes while you listen, then answer this question. On basis of the story, provide a brief character sketch of Mamselle Orly. So, let me come to a correction part, children. Just listen to me again. When I was speaking to you about the listening scale, I said she, those 2 little girls, they were not 2 little girls, the correction part is they were 2 little boys. Number 1. Number 2, the graphic design course comes under fine arts course, not under hard engineering. Because a little confusion was there, because in engineering also you have graphic designing right at the moment. Right from last 2-3 years, graphic designing is also one of the part of engineering. So a little bit of confusion is there. Here in this passage, graphic designing has been put under the section of fine arts, and engineering has been taken into the hard part of the engineering course itself. Not like now that the graphic designing is a mixture of engineering part too. Okay. So, on the base, now I am coming back to part F. This was the correction part which I did. Please look into that, children. Do the correction part yourself, okay? You try to listen to me carefully, that both were boys, and second is that graphic designer means the section comes into fine arts, not in engineering. So, listen to your teacher read out the title Regret by Kate Chopin. Make notes while you listen, then answer these questions. On the basis of the story, provide a brief character sketch of Mamselle Ollie. Okay. So, Mamselle look into the spelling properly, children. Ollie, A-U-R-L-I-E. Mamselle Ollie was a strong woman who lived alone but she had a soft side because she got used to caring for the children full stop. She also felt loneliness. For the first time after the children left. After listening to the story, complete this sentences. Mamselle Ollie lived alone. Odile left her children. Exasperated with the children, Mamselle Ollie confided in her cook, Aunt Ruby. Genome plucked flowers to study his botanical construction. Before the children went to bed, they needed their nightgowns. Okay, children. So let us come to the next speaking part. Work in groups. This is what you have to do it yourself, children. I will just read it and let you know what exactly it is saying, and you have to work it out yourself. Work in groups of 5 and make it a role play activity. So I will read the part. You have to be a role player. You have to do a drama. Role play activity. Like 5 of them will be, each of one will play some act. You are taking part in a mock United Nation conference. Okay, mock. Mock means which is not real. Mock United Nation conference in your school. The topic of the debate is terrorism, a global malady. A global malady is what is a global problem in front of you right at the moment. So there are you have to be 5 participants, and you have to play a drama or a complete role play activity for United Nations, mock United Nations. Like it will be just a mock drama, not a real one, so it will be a mock one. The topic is terrorism, a global malady. The teacher will divide the class into groups of 5, and each student in the group will represent the different country. They will represent different country. Remember, they are not going to represent different people. They are going to represent different country. And this is a mock activity for the United Nations, not for in general. And the topic is also a very, very important topic, that is terrorism, a global malady, a global problem, a terrorism. On basis of that, that means how seriously you have to do this role play, how serious matter it is, how seriously you have to do, that is for you to decide. The teacher will also serve the chair for the mock United Nation. Some hint cards would be provided which students can use to prepare their arguments. Now, the role play will be about arguments. Definitely what one will say, the other will deny, the other will say, the other will deny. Or they may agree. Students will be given 10 to 12 minutes time, only 10 to 12 minutes time to prepare 3 minutes each to speak on the topic terrorism, a global malady. Each speaker must begin to introduce themselves and formally greeting the chair in the house and as well as their speakers. That means it has to be in a speech form. Speech form. You know the speech, format of the speech. What is the format of the speech? Like supposedly I am one of the speaker and I need to speak about terrorism, a global malady. So I will stand up and say, good morning, respected principal sir, respected juries, my dear teachers, and my dear friends. A very good morning to all of you. Today, I will speak in front of you about the topic XYZ. This is the format of the speech. But here you have to speak for the mock United Nation. So now you have to say good morning everybody and welcome 5 of my participants who are with me today for MUN, mock United Nations topic terrorism, a malady. It's a global malady. Today I XYZ will stand in front of you. First, I will stand in front of you regarding the issue. So this will be your format like a speech, more formal, introducing yourself to the United Nations people that this is a global problem and you need to talk about it, how important, how serious issue it is, you all know about it, okay. So what I said again, that you have to stand up and say, good evening everybody, my dear honorable friends and the judges, today in front of you, the United Nations, I am talking about the global problem, terrorism, the global malady. This is a problem and we are dealing with it right now. I, XYZ, is standing in front of you to place my views. Thank you very much. So the first, India will speak. I am from the side of India who will speak. Terrorism has been major problem since independence. Neighboring countries are encouraging to proxy war through terrorism. Youth are being misled, normal life disrupted and development of interrupted in areas affected by terrorism. Terrorist nations must face economic sanctions. That means India is wanting to say how much it is difficult for them right from the day of independence. You know, the problem has started dividing the country and the terrorism took place after that. And after 1980s, terrorism has taken up a big shape, and how the government is fighting to curb down terrorism. This is what the first India is going to speak about. Second is United States of America. One part, India has mentioned that there should be economic sanctions since it needs a lot of money. Terrorism, the country, if there is a terrorism in the country, always know that the improvement and the development of the country will stop. Like what exactly we are facing, India and Pakistan is facing, both of us. If we would have been independent countries and would not have bothered about the terrorism, then what would have happened? No war, no need of weapons, no need of extra expenditure for the protection, for the general protection of the people, for many employment of the soldiers, and putting them in high level security of the government employees, like the Prime Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister, and our Home Minister and all, the protection and all. These cost a lot, crores of rupees, that we could have saved for the development of the country. But unfortunately, none of us are bothered to take care about this part and think that for the development of your own country, we need to stop terrorism. This is very important. Not only that, earlier it was terrorism between only few of the countries, but now it has spread all over the world almost. Terrorism, what United States of America wants to say, terrorism has become a global problem. The event of 1911, like the falling of the two Twin Towers in America, the need to take stricter approach towards fighting terrorism. All countries of the world must show and comment towards taking strict action for eliminating terror groups and sympathizers. Funding the terror organization must be put under scrutiny. This only can be done by US secret agency. They are the ones who killed Osama bin Laden. You remember? Because he was the key point of the terrorism. Though even after killing of Osama bin Laden, the terrorism has not it has not stopped yet, because there are multiple groups like that who followed him. So naturally, United States had shown the courage of killing the person, but still they want that the fight should continue against these terrorists. Now comes Pakistan. Terrorism endangered human lives in global peace and security. Government condemns all form of terrorism. While it is important to identify and stifle terrorized organization, no nation can be labeled a terrorist state. We are ourselves victim of terror. We call the international support of combat terrorism. Pakistan is in a fix. There is Talibanis who are there, and Pakistan wants to say, we are not the people who are wanting terrorism. You should not declare us to be the terrorist state, because we are not into it. Who are they? The Talibans. The Talibanis are doing that. Those who have come from Afghanistan, the Talibanis, they are interfering in both the countries like India and Pakistan, and the terrorism is in all over global world overall. This is what Pakistan is wanting to say. But there is a contradictory affair in that Pakistan is giving protection to the terrorists. But the Pakistan government says that no, it's not we who are giving protection. We should not be labeled as such. Now comes Spain. In recent time, the wonderful city Paris was destroyed due to terrorism. In recent times, Spain, even in Spain, yes, not only in Paris, in Spain, has been encumbered by terrorist activities that have threatened the peace of security of the country. Measures need to be taken for international level. Now it has come up to be international problem. So everybody, the whole world should fight against terrorism. Otherwise, there will be another third world war. So to restrict all these kind of problems in the world, a major step should be taken against terrorism all over the world. An international information network on the terrorist cell and terror outfit must be established. As one of the this is what is Cameroon is saying. As one of the lesser developed countries, terrorism is a major cause of concern. Citizens cannot lead normal life. There is no stability of government. Democracy is threatened because of terrorism. Obviously, because of terrorism, the government is unable to function. The democratic, especially in democratic country, in our country, we are all together. We are, we are not to be together like a country of who believes in Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, or secularism, which believes in secularism. And naturally, for us, it becomes a punishment sometimes because we are unable to say anything to a particular community if something is coming up. There is no stability of government. Democracy is threatened because of terrorism. Punishment of terrorists must be exemplary. It should be regular. Punishment of terrorism should not be left alone. Traditional agreements must be revised and prevent loopholes that allow terrorists to find safe havens in countries. These should be curbed. This is what Cameroon is saying. Now, before coming to the H part, E, F, G, H part, children, I would come again with the next lesson tomorrow, okay, or the next lesson, the part H. And we will finish with what Mona is wanting to organize the annual food festival for the cultural club at school. So let me see if this part of it can be finished with you. Let us do it, children. Let us enjoy doing this. If we are doing this, we will be finishing one part of it, then we will start with the grammar. Only a little bit of it. We will start with it, okay? Mona has to organize the annual food festival for the cultural club at school. She has assigned tasks to individual members of the same. Card A contains, like you all know, last time also we did a card game like this. Details of Mona's plan while remaining details in card B. Like Mona has to organize an annual food festival. It's so interesting, children. The cultural club at the school. They are going to make a food festival in the school. The cultural club is planning to do that. She had assigned tasks to individual members for the same. Card A contains some of them from the detail of Mona's plan, while the remaining is in card B. This activity is to be performed in pairs, like there should be two groups. In this activity, there are 2 cards. Different content to each in the same topic. Partner shall choose 1 card each and not show their card to the other one. Each pair will be given 2 to 3 minute task to 2 to 3 minutes to ask questions. On the basis of the answer, they have completed their cards. It's very interesting, children. It is all about food festival. So the first card A's duty is receive the gates, escort, guide through the ground. So what is the task about? Escorting the guest. Escorting the guest. A wrap of gifts is buying the prizes. Very important part, children. Wrapping of the gifts, first buying of the prizes, then wrapping of the gift. Coordinating with teachers and taking their ideas. Design, print, distribute, making the design, print, prints, distribute to the participants. Design, print and distribute, pattern should be distributed. Okay, and taking their ideas, coordinating with the teachers can be making of the invitees also. Making of the invitees also. Arranging for stalls, distributing distributing among the students. Handle registration form, allot stalls numbers, registration of participants. Okay, let us come to the next page. Escorting the guest, that means receiving at the gate. Welcome. Bands and guiding them to sleep. Guiding them to sit. Buying the prizes and wrapping them. Okay. Inform the teachers, give the individual responsibility. Coordinating with the teachers. Making the invite is design, print and distribute. Making the invites, design, print and distributor. Mark space on the ground, number of stalls, speak participants about the requirement. Arranging the stalls. Register the participants, handle registration. Handle registration, form allot, stall numbers. Okay, children. For today, I hope you have liked the session, and 2 or 3, while the time of lecture was going on, 2 or 3 minute problems were there, which I have already told you that the children were Aizal and Mani, they were not girls, they were boys, number 1. Number 2, the graphic design, let me repeat it again, that the graphic design now, they mean in this paragraph, it comes under fine arts, though in engineering also there are some graphic arts there, or designing art, something like that in the engineering too nowadays, but that time only engineering is not hard engineering, whereas graphic designing is known to be in the part of fine arts. And the lessons were so interesting about the lady who managed 4 children, who was so tough and strong, and she never wanted to marry, she was never in love, she was a hard and a rock kind of a woman. She was totally changed by suddenly God gifted her by sending 4 children at a go, managing 4 children for 14 days, changed her entire life. That showed that whatsoever it is, a woman may be so tough and strong, but from inside, somewhere, she is one of the most caring person in the world. Thank you, children. See you soon. I hope you enjoyed the session.